frenemies to join us. And once you have done all that, sit back, relax, and let us chat. Also, Brunch Time with Mayegun is an open mic. If you are interested beyond just commenting, reacting, you can pick up your phone and call in. It is an opportunity for even, an irredeemable Ronuku can call in. If you are very bold and confident, don't hide inside the comments, right? Like a keypad warrior. Be man enough. Pick up the phone. Tell us something that we probably didn't know about Tinubu, APC, Egbekegbe, and every other thing going on. I've always made that, option available for everyone. And the only time I have seen either a Buhari idiot or a Bati idiot called into Mayegun's diary political, it is the repentant ones. Yeah, we've had people healed on Mayegun's diary political, a lot of them, and we've had testimonies too, where people, grown-up men, women, who call in and say, man, I used to always, thank you, Mayegun, thank you, the temple. So if you have not been killed, you're still very much like irredeemable one. Call in now, let us probably hear you, right? Not hiding behind your phone and typing all those strong words. So that is also what we do on the, during the brunch time. Others listen to this just like, listening to their podcast, sort of. So welcome back, brethren. And as the title reads, people destroying people's crises. Sort of like a deepens is what I should have. But I said, no, it persists. PDP was supposed to be the opposition in Nigeria after ruling Nigeria for 16 years. And it was because of their failure, as well as their division, that gave birth to APC, Egbekegbe, all past criminals, Al-Qaeda People's Congress, Apààyàn People's Congress. Whatever you think works for you. And you see these two Siamese twins of failure, leadership failure, structural failure in Nigeria. One is in power right now, continuing the destruction of that contraption. The other is even struggling to be relevant enough to be considered as an opposition. Why? Well, there is a guy called Wike. You know him. Just trying to make it more narrative, yeah? So there is a guy called Wike. He is the former governor from the oil-rich Niger Delta state of Rivers. He alone, right, funded PDP. Okay, maybe not he alone, sure. Somehow, according to him, he funded PDP from 2019 after Atiku lost to Bokwari second term, returned back to Dubai, waiting for the next election. Wike didn't do it for free because he used the stolen money from Rivers people to fund a lot of things. So what does funding PDP means? To Wike, it was everywhere donating a lot of money, right, in northern Nigeria. At a point, it was actually the bailout state for Sokoto state. Is very kind of like strong friend. In return, like I said, he didn't do it for free. In return, he was looking forward to becoming the southern presidential candidate of the party. everything was fine. He was expecting at least 14 northern states to back him. To him, he's already locked down the South. Talking about the delegates. Yeah. Those guys, they always give dollars to, right? Those ones that choose the criminals that you would then have to go and kill in the sun and the rain to give power to. They are the most important part of your process, apart from INEC. So Wike spent so much, enough that his own accountant general, what was the full barrister position? Accountant general was declared wanted by the EFCC because of a 425 billion naira unaccounted for money that went into Rivers State and then it disappeared, not linked to anything. That forced the son to make that his accountant general, the next governor, by crook and hook, by everything. But hoping to become the president, relying on his powers from the north, Atiku returned back from Dubai. And the men they say Inakwana, Inagejia, and the rest was history. The entire 1.8 trillion naira of River State money that this Wike spent on PDP just went down the drain like that. He ran mad. He became so like that is what changed Wike to. So in the process, Kolu, that is the druggie Tifnumbu, was looking for allies everywhere. He was ready to make a deal with the devil, anything, just anyone. The permutation said the whole thing they need, so Wike was very much available. Oh, he became a free agent, formed a group. After that betrayal, according to him, right? He formed a group and he called them the G-string governors. These were the 5 governors from the southern part of Nigeria, 4 from the southern part of Nigeria, 1 from the middle belt of Nigeria, which is Benue, G-string governors. So they became free agents. Those ones became his own, kind of like his own squad. While he became the leader of the squad, they met with Peter Obi of Labour Party. The only person they didn't meet with was Atiku. So they met with Tifnumbu, but Tifnumbu still was very much, reasonable. Because it was easier, like, how much did you spend? How much did they dupe you in PDP? They took more than 2.5 trillion naira from me. 2.5 trillion. Okay, what if you work for me and you make maybe times 5 or times 10 of that? Your wish is my command. On your mandate, we shall stand. That was how Wike got that sweet, juicy deal. And he was so lucky. After everything was said and done and all the old shooting, killings and the rest, right? Tifnumbu fulfilled his promise. And that was like a big comeback for Wike. So he's got the financial muscle. He's got the federal backing. And the more his party, PDP, that betrayed him, remain in chaos, Tifnumbu will probably have one less worry. So that was easier. So he unleashed a serious leadership tussle in that party. Plus legal, I forgot that he also had the judiciary under his fingertip. So with all of this, PDP stood no chance. There is no chance. So eventually, he partially had his way. Atiku left PDP for him. Yeah. He had to. Now, currently, Atiku is, considered as the arrowhead of the coalition, which also kind of somehow gives Wike another sleepless night. But that's another conversation. So if Atiku, what's the problem? I think some of the G-string governors started having a rethink, like, okay, maybe it is time now for us to. But Wike don't pledge, say, he will lead Tifnumbu's re-election campaign in 2027. How is he going to do that with the party? If Atiku was the problem, Atiku is no longer there. So what happened to PDP now? So I think they had a disagreement at that point. Solo Makinde Ibadan, who happened to be one of the G-string, in fact, he was like the deputy G-string leaders then. They call them G-string governors. I call them that, by the way. So 5 of them. So Solo Makinde Ibadan was considered as a deputy. So Wike ended up as minister under APC. Solo Makinde Ibadan remained governor on his own second term. So he thinks this is the time they should try, come together, rebuild the party and position it to face Tifnumbu. And Wike was like, it's the worry you say. Which PDP? No, we are not repositioning any PDP. Until 2031, when Ashiwaju is done, and then we can talk about PDP. What do you mean reposition PDP? I think that's where they got their disagreement. I mean, it's easy to predict. To kind of like put together, right? But Solo Makinde Ibadan went back to the Boko Haram, the Fulani terrorist sympathizer, Bala Muhammad of Bauchi, who also nurses the ambition of being presidential candidate, by the way, which I suspect will be the new Atiku in their PDP, but that's another story for another day. So they decided to come together and possibly, hold a convention, elect new leaders, and all these ones with different legal baggages, and they can stop being problems. Get some fresh people. With the Wike called the ring light bearer and cameramen. They should come home. And he said, well, PDP problem is not gone yet too. Because he was not in that meeting where they decided to go and host convention in Ibadan. So he suspected that it was the influence of Solo Makinde Ibadan, right? That they moved that convention down to Ibadan. And that is something that Wike can't really live with. They don't call him emperor for nothing. So what happened? He quickly puts, works in progress. Or should I say, put actions in motion. So he first condemned the arrangement. And he said, well, he's not aware, so it's not going to happen. Wike is the former governor now. He holds no executive position, but he's got this Anyanwu guy who happened to be their secretary. Long story. Again, that's not the story for today. So they now so they are preparing now for their September, convention in Ibadan. Yeah. And Makinde was asked, are you sure that Wike is okay? Because we saw we heard what he said the last time, blah, 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 blah. In just 80 seconds. No, it's not up to 80 seconds. The question, the response, everything was 87 seconds. 1 minute, 27 seconds. So I will possibly say, in a space of 45 seconds, Makinde called Wike a pig that is ready to go as low as anything. And for somebody like him, he won't like to go into the gutters with the pig. Not my words. That's what we're going to start from. I've made it easier for you, right? So that you understand the catch-up, how we got to, But there is more. First one.
How are you looking out for those who are just Wike's issue, the threats that he gets concerning their
See, personally, when people go low or they go into the gutters, I don't go with them.
Okay, talking about not going to the gutters. What effort are you making to bring people like Chin that addressed the press earlier today?
No, we will reach out to them. I mean, that is democracy. We will reach out to them. Even I can disagree with people. Well, there shouldn't be anything personal here. It should be about what are we giving to Nigerians, because they are watching. You know, we want to give a PDP. In Oyo State, they showed last Saturday that PDP is not dead. In most other places of the 12 states, PDP came second in each of those. It's some indication to us that if we continue to work hard, if we continue to strive hard, if we continue to bring our people together, we'll get to a point where Nigerians will really start listening to us. Thank you. Thank you.
I don't think it was up to 45 seconds when he said, when people go low, so you don't go into the gutters like as pigs. So now everybody is now waiting for the next episode of Wike's meltdown, when he's going to call the cameraman and the ring light bearers to respond to that. But before that same yesterday, you know, from the blues, maybe not from the blues, some men addressed the press. And they called themselves the chairman, PDP state chairman. And if you have 36 states and the FCT, that will make it 37, right? According to them, they said PDP chairman, state chairman, as well as former governors, in what is said to be their position on the other guy's convention, is that they're backing out of it. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, right? You could see the end of Wike all over that too. And it gets worse, by the way. But this part.
Again, any family where you have elders and they sit there and allow the goat and the stable to do delivery, then the elders are not what they are sought. We are members, leaders, state chairman, minority leader of the house, senators, governors, serving and former, from the southern part of the country that are members of the People's Democratic Party. And we have felt it necessary to address the world this morning. Issues are simple. We have observed cases of exclusion, cases of injustice, actions that are likely to cause problems within the People's Democratic Party. And it is our responsibility to ensure that we address them in order to give our party the cohesion that it requires to move ahead. And so we have called for this press briefing this morning. The press briefing is on the purported meeting of PDP Southern Zoning Consultative Summit. The attention of the undersigned chairman of the People's Democratic Party from the South and some critical stakeholders has been drawn to a meeting Nicodemously summoned in Lagos today, the 21st day of August 2025, by some persons purporting to do so on behalf of the PDP members of the South, and they tagged the meeting PDP Southern Zoning Consultative Summit. This meeting is convened by the Admin Secretary Zoning Committee of the PDP at the behest of the Chairman of the Zoning Committee, our brother Honorable Senator Doye Diri, Governor of Bayelsa State, and it is to hold at the Legend Hotel in Keje. The said meeting tagged a summit was allegedly convened in the name of the three geopolitical zones of southern Nigeria. That is the southeast, the south-south, and the southwest. We say that it is indeed highly regrettable